What's going on, guys? And today I'm making a video talking about who I think will be the All-Stars for the Eastern and Western Conference for this upcoming season. Now, first things first, if you're watching this video, I'm sorry that I haven't been posting a lot of 2K content in terms of gameplay of my league or my career or my team. I'm trying to figure that out, but anyways, let's get started and talk about the NBA, what this video is truly about. Now, I'm going to only explain people who might be missing or guys who are going to be their first time or surprising choices, as most of these guys aren't too surprising. So, let's get started. First of the East, my starting lineup will be Kyrie Irving, Dwayne Wade, LeBron, Paul George, and Kristaps Porzingis. Now, this is very similar to last year, but instead Kyrie Irving replaces Kyle Lowry, and Kristaps replaces Carmelo. The reason why I have this is because I feel like Kyrie Irving didn't get a lot of love last year because he was injured, and after the amazing finals he had, I feel like there was nothing but love for him in the NBA, and he is probably one of the better guards in the East, if not the best guard in the East currently. Now, the reason I have Kristaps in here is I just feel like this is a perfect storm for him to become the face of the New York Knicks and to truly become an international star and be an all-star for the first time. Since it is based on a fan vote, he'll get tons of Latvian votes and then tons of New York votes, and I feel like, yes, everyone in New York loves Carmelo, but people are starting to love Kristaps just a tiny bit more, and I feel like he fits better and overall will make the all-star team as a starter this year. So now let's go to the bench. Now, here's one opinion I have about the bench of the All-Star game. I feel like it should be at least 8 players, as it makes more sense because that is the current roster for any NBA team where you need at least 13 players, so it makes no sense to only have 12. And considering that the league is only getting bigger and better, that there needs to be more players on the team. So that's my quick little rant, but let's go to the East bench. So I'm doing the format of 2 guards, 3 front court, and 2 miscellaneous, as what they usually do. So for my guards, I have John Wall and DeMar DeRozan, both guys who made it last year. For the front court, I have Carmelo Anthony, Paul Millsap, and Andre Drummond. All 3 guys made it last year. And then for my 2 other guys, I have Giannis Antetokounmpo and Jimmy Butler. Now, Jimmy Butler made it last year, but Giannis did not. But I feel like this year is the year for Giannis to make it. Chris Middleton is out, so there'll be a ton of offensive load on his shoulders this year. And I think that his team's good enough that he won't be overwhelmed and be an inefficient scorer or player. And I think he'll probably be the starting point guard this year with Dellavedova playing the 2, and then the 3, 4, 5 consisting of Jabari Parker, Greg Monroe, John Henson, or Michael Beasley of some sorts. I'm not too sure, but I feel like this is a perfect opportunity for him to show out. And quite honestly, if there was an all-star team for the second half of the year, I feel like he would have made it, as he averaged something close to 19, 8, and 8, and really good numbers defensively. I believe like 2 steals and 2 blocks, or something really high, or like 1.6, 1.3. Anyways, very respectable numbers. I feel like he is heavily loved in the Eastern Conference and throughout the entire league, and people really find him very valuable, so that's why I think he'll be on the team. Now, some guys I don't say skipped over or like ignored from last year were Chris Bosh, because he's hurt and he's probably not going to play this season. Who else is there? Al Horford, who I think is going to be the next man up, or Isiah Thomas, as Boston I suspect to be very good this year, so they should get at least one guy. So I think one of those 2 will be the next man up. And the third was Kyle Lowry. Now, Lowry is the most surprising, but I just feel like that the Raptors this year will take a tiny step back. I know I hated them a lot last year. I don't think they'll win. They'll probably win like low 50, high 40. So anywhere from like the 47 to 51 range. And I think at that point, yes, you can justify 2 All-Stars, but I feel like DeMar DeRozan is more fitting. And Lowry, I don't know, he's getting a little bit older. I believe he's 31 or 32 now. So he's going to not be as good as he was previously. And I just feel like there's too many question marks, especially his injury history, for him to be an All-Star. Of course, this can change it around, and this is a way too early prediction, but that is my Eastern Conference team. Now going to the Western Conference, there is a little bit more of a mix-up. So here's the West. I have Steph and Russ as the backcourt, which is no surprise, and same thing as last year. In the front court as KD, Kawhi, and Boogie. Now the only difference is Kobe Bryant retired, so he's not in the front court, and DeMarcus Cousins is playing in the front court, starting an All-Star game. Now this is a part I had a lot of trouble with, since there isn't a lot of love for DeMarcus Cousins out west, because of the fact that some people view him as a coach killer or a terrible teammate to have, but I think he's really talented and deserves this spot. Of course, there's plenty of other guys who can start, and I'm going to mention off the bench, but I just feel like he's probably the best big man currently in the NBA, or at least in the West wise, so that's why I gave him the nod. at the starting 5 spot. I think many of you will agree he at least deserves a nod, and I just put him on there because I'm not too sure who else would be on there. So let's talk about my bench in the same format as before: 2 guards, 3 front court, 2 utility, or 2 whatever. I have Damian Lillard and James Harden, where Damian Lillard didn't make it last year, and quite honestly, he really should have, because of the fact that he just always gets overlooked in Portland. And I know, since I'm a Portland fan, this sounds a little biased, but seriously, look his numbers compared to Derrick Rose's MVP year. I know none of them are really the same amount, but they are very comparable. And yet, this guy didn't make an all-star team and got snubbed the year before, but made it as a reserve. I'm actually going to look it up in the meantime while I'm talking about the rest of the players, just to show you my point. And but the thing is, I really think he deserves to make it, and James Harden, of course he does, because of the thing is, James Harden is just super talented. He is one of my more favorite players in the league, and I think he's just gonna have a really, really good year this season because of the fact that my bad, I'm getting a little cough fit right now. I just think he'll be better this year because he is going to be the point guard for the Houston Rockets, and in Mike D'Antoni's system, I just feel like he'll fit perfectly in that system. Alright, so now going past the guards to the front court, I have Anthony Davis, Karl-Anthony Towns, and DeAndre Jordan. Now, I've mentioned DeAndre Jordan before about why I think he will do really well this year, because of the fact that of the post-Olympics boost. So I think that's why he will make his first All-Star team. Throw in the fact that he is already one of the most underrated players in the NBA because of his defense and versatility and how useful he is to his own team, and all this stuff. I feel like he is super overlooked, and he is really talented. He should definitely make it. Anthony Davis, I know I hate on him a lot, but I just feel like he is good enough to make the All-Star team, and really should, and really deserves it. Maybe he should be the starting center, but we never know. Now, Karl-Anthony Towns, I'm predicting he will make it for the first time because he's super talented. Last year, he averaged like 19 and 10 and almost 2 blocks, and can shoot threes, and won the skill challenge. Truly a superstar. And everything that you mentioned about him, there's nothing really negative. And since he's improving, and Tom Thibodeau is known to build good teams, I can see the Timberwolves winning a decent amount of games to justify at least one All-Star. And I feel like Karl-Anthony Towns can definitely make his way onto this list. Now, the 2 other guys I have, one, I made this a few days ago, so it's a little outdated, but I have Blake Griffin and Gordon Hayward. I don't know if Gordon Hayward will make it anymore. Maybe I'll put Klay Thompson to that spot because of the fact that Gordon Hayward did break his finger fairly recently, and that might be the reason why he won't be able to make it because of some injuries. But I still expect maybe a Jazz player to make it, such as maybe Derek Favors. I don't think Rudy Gobert. There's already too many centers, and I don't know if he will be good enough to make it. I do like him, but I don't think he's as good as many of the other centers in the league right now. But I do think Blake Griffin will make it. People are constantly overlooking Blake Griffin because of the fact that other guys he was injured last year, and other guys on his team are so good. Blake Griffin in the 2014 playoffs was a triple-double machine, and which is an absolute animal throughout the entire court, any way on the court, whether it be offense or defense or rebounding. So I feel like he can rebound and play something like that this year, hopefully. And I'm not a huge fan of him, but I just feel like he is constantly overlooked. Now, in terms of Gordon Hayward, I put him on there, as I mentioned, because of the Jazz and how well I think they'll do, and they deserve an All-Star. But I think at this point, because of the injury, Klay Thompson might make it. The reason why I didn't have Klay originally is because I feel like having 3 All-Stars from one team is kind of overkill, even though this happened last year. And another guy but I left off this list was Draymond Green. Because the thing is, there's only been, I think, 5 times ever of 4 All-Stars on one team, and there's only been twice in the 21st century with 2008 Celtics with KG, or not even 2008 Celtics, but the Celtics that had KG, Paul Pierce, Ray Allen, and Rajon Rondo. That had been once, and another time in the mid-2000s for the Pistons, where they had both Rasheed and Ben Wallace, Chauncey Billups, and Rip Hamilton. And this is the only time in the past 16 years it's ever happened. And I think only 2 or 3 other times ever besides that. So that's why I think they won't be that much, or there won't be that many Warriors, 2 or 3 max. Also, I feel like Draymond would take a step back this year in terms of his pure statistics. He will still be as valuable, but his baseline statistics, I feel like, would be much weaker. So that is my All-Star teams. Let me know what you think down below. And a quick little excerpt about that Damian Lillard piece I brought up. Comparing Damian Lillard's last season compared to Derrick Rose's MVP season, here are the exact per game statistics. Damian Lillard averaged 25 points, 7 assists, and 4 rebounds. Derrick Rose's MVP season, 25 points, 7.7 assists, and 4 rebounds. I know there's a little difference, and efficiency goes a little bit towards Derrick Rose and the advanced stats. However, that is extremely close. I just wanted to bring that up. So give me a thumbs up for that. Quick stat checking. Comment down below what you think about my All-Star team. Subscribe for more content, whether it be NBA or 2K, which I should be pumping out pretty soon. And share with your friends or share online. Thank you guys for watching. Of course, have a good day.